Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. I do apologise for the lack of content recently. I've been recovering from COVID, unfortunately. Feeling a lot better now, thankfully, so going to be getting out and doing some stuff very soon. Today, I'm at my friend Ryan's and we're going to be doing an install of some LED strip lighting for the footwells of his Mark II Golf. And this video is sponsored by Govee. Now, this is a really good system for interior footwell lighting, available on Amazon for $19.99, which is a really reasonable price actually. And also in the link below, they've provided me with a bit of a discount for you guys to use as well. So thanks again to Govee for sending this out. So here's what you get in the box. So it's a 48 LED kit with a controller attached, and it just plugs in directly to a cigarette socket, but I'm sure you can probably splice the wire in and do something with that to make it a little bit neater if you need to. But quite nice, easy way of doing it, and enough wiring for you to tuck away and make it a nice tidy installation. You've also got remote control here, but it can be controlled via an app as well, which is really useful. So you've got the option of doing either, and it also can sync with music as well if you want it to, get the disco effects, all that kind of thing. Packet of screws, a million cable ties, and of course your user manual and the Govee warranty card. So should be a nice, easy installation. Let's get to it. We're going to do it in the Mark II Golf here. Belongs to my mate Ryan. He's also got an S3 saloon as well. So we're going to do separate videos on these cars at some stage. So if you want to see more on the Golf or the S3, go and check out the channel. So it looks to be nice and simple to install, just unpacking everything and basically adhering them to the right surfaces. And there's enough wiring for it to go around the car. And then your little controller is in the middle where the cigarette lighter goes as well. Right, so we've got them hooked up just to test here. Plugged into the cigarette lighter, nice and simple. We'll sort out the wiring afterwards. You can press the button on and off at the end to give them power. And you can see there, they're just going to start cycling through the various different modes. And you can see there the controller and the IR receiver to cycle through the different colours and modes, which you can also do with the remote and the app. So it's now literally just a case of unclipping all these wires and using this 3M adhesive that's already provided on the back to secure these and hide the wires. Nice and simple. So these LEDs are actually really nice and bright even in the daytime. Obviously we're trying to get some clips when it's dark as well. And what we're going to do is just basically, because this is a one long wire, just feed it through a hole in the dash, have this controller placed nicely in here, and then the wiring for the rears can literally run underneath the center console. So it's just literally a case of just removing the center console slightly just to feed everything through. So when it comes to securing these, as I mentioned, you've got the 3M adhesive on the back, but you do also have the screw holes. So if you wanted to securely mount them using the screws provided, you know, underneath the dash or anything like that, that's a possibility as well. But in this case, we're just going to use the adhesive because it's 3M, it's nice and strong. So what we've done now, we've wired it in. So we've basically taken all of the lights themselves and fed them through the back of the dash so we can start securing them down. And all of this is now tucked nicely under there with the infrared receiver, you can see just there, and also the control is just stuck to the roof of that, and you'll be able to use the remote to get access to that. So just a case of finding somewhere in your interior that makes it look nice and neat. Now obviously with the cigarette lighter, you've got the option of having the cigarette lighter plugged in like this, or you could mess about with the wiring if you know what you're doing and splice it in behind the dash so that there's nothing visible on show. What is good is you've got an on and off switch here, so you can turn them on and off at the push of a button, which is really nice. The downside is when you try and actually fit the cigarette tray in this car, there's no way of closing it because it assumes that you've got something small in that cigarette port. So if you've got a 12 volt that's covered normally, that might be a concern for you in the interior. But of course there's all sorts of different workarounds, or you can make a sort of a plate to cover this, and it's going to be car specific. Obviously we're doing this in quite an old car that doesn't have an exposed cigarette slot because it still has an ashtray, but most modern cars won't have an ashtray, so just something to bear in mind. So you can see there, nice and straightforward. Use some adhesive on that and use the cable tie through the screw hole to make the wiring nice and neat for it as well. And then the back one will just be tucked underneath the center console and adhered under the seat, so you've got the rear footwell lighting as well.
Hello.
So interestingly, when we started this job, it actually turns out there was already a kit installed in the Golf, which we didn't actually even know about. And this is sort of like an older kit from a different manufacturer. And it's kind of a mess of different connectors and wires. There's no power button on the cigarette socket, and it's got this big chunky receiver for the infrared. So it's a bit messy and it's a bit of a difficult system to kind of pin it all together. I think actually in terms of installation, the sort of the one wire system, you can see now that it's fully installed, even though it's kind of tied up in there, we need to fiddle about with it. There is pretty much nothing visible. Like it was really simple to install. It took us probably about 10-15 minutes once we got the center console out. And I think if it was a bit more like this one with all these different connectors, it would have been a bit of a faff. So props to Govee for that.
Yeah, so we have automatic.
There's probably like music mode on there, or you could just set it to whatever colour.
Yeah, so I believe obviously that's your music button there.
What about if you just want to set it to a static colour?
I believe we can go red.
Nice.
Green, blue.
And then probably...
So we can dim it down, right down, or we can have it full brightness.
Full Need for Speed Underground 2 specification.
We can flick through your colours, so if you just want nice white LED.
Yeah, it's very bright as well.
Yeah, really bright.
And obviously I can't really see too much, but...
Oh yeah, let me quickly... I'll move this forward.
Into the chaotic rear. Nice. And it's all pretty tucked away. You wouldn't really know it's there.
No, just a single little wire here, but then that's because of our installation.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about really making it super tidy, but also you need a bit of slack if you want the whole chair back, because it is mounted just here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll be like straight to white. You can keep it on white. Pretty nice and straightforward. Obviously, we've got the infrared sensor down here.
Yep.
So obviously, if you're facing backwards, you know, it's not going to do anything. It is infrared.
But in that case, you could always use the Govee app, which 100%. Is available on iOS or Android. So we're going to get that from the App Store now and see what the controls are like on there, because they're going to be a little bit more comprehensive. And of course, it means that you've got the opportunity then to customise it a little bit more. But I do really like the fact that there is just one button on and off on the dash as well.
Yeah.
So once we're inside the app, it's just a case of opening it up and it will detect whatever Bluetooth device is nearby. So you can see straight away it's popped up with the strip light.
So this is your home page. So you can just go to plus up here. So you can add, also you can see they do a vast array of different strip lights. You've got your indoor, your outdoor lighting, home improvement, home appliances. So at the top right here, you've got your Bluetooth icon. It will check for nearby devices. Obviously, you see it's picked it up straight away. Nice and easy. And there we go, we're connected. Obviously, it's telling us to update the version.
There we go. So you've got full Bluetooth control over them on here, which is really good because it gets you to do all the different scenes and music mode and the brightness and all different effects, and you can create your own on here, and also set between warm and cool white as well, which is really nice. So full RGB control on here. So if you tap one of the colours, you'll see literally it changes in real time. Nice and seamless and easy. It's pretty much instant connection. Actually, probably one of the best smart apps I've seen. I've had countless troubles with some of the stuff I've got indoors, but this Govee app actually seems really good. I'm really impressed. So there we go, guys. That is the review of the Govee interior LED lighting. Just $19.99. Really impressed with not only how easy it is to install, but how easy it is to control and use that app. And you know, although this video is sponsored, I would definitely buy this product for myself had it not be. So, you know, that's when you know it's a good recommendation. So if you want to pick some of these up for yourself, link is in the description below to pick them up on Amazon, and there's a code there to get some money off as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.